Chapter 25. Adonai said to Moshe, Pinchas the son of Eleazar, the son of Aharon the Kohen, has deflected my anger from the people of Israel by being as zealous as I am, so that I didn't destroy them in my own zeal. Therefore say, I am giving him my covenant of shalom, making a covenant with him and his descendants after him, that the office of Kohen will be theirs forever. This is because he was zealous on behalf of his God and made atonement for the people of Israel. The name of the man from Israel who was killed, put to death with a woman from Midian, was Zimri the son of Salu, leader of one of the clans from the tribe of Shimon. The name of the woman from Midian who was killed was Cosbi, the daughter of Tzur, and he was head of the people in one of the clans of Midian. Adonai said to Moshe, treat the Midianim as enemies and attack them, because they are treating you as enemies by the trickery they used to deceive you in the Peor incident and in the affair of their sister Cosbi, the daughter of the leader from Midian, the woman who was killed on the day of the plague and the Peor incident. After the plague, Chapter 26. Adonai said to Moshe and Eleazar, the son of Aharon the Kohen, take a census of the entire assembly of the people of Israel, 20 years old and over, by their ancestral clans, all who are subject to military service in Israel. Moshe and Eleazar the Kohen spoke with them on the plains of Moab by the Yarden across from Yericho, explaining, those 20 years old and over who came out of the land of Egypt, as Adonai ordered Moshe and the people of Israel. The census results begin with Reuven, the firstborn of Israel. The descendants of Reuven were of Chanoch, the family of the Chanochi, of Palu, the family of the Palui, of Hetzron, the family of the Hetzroni, and of Carmi, the family of the Carmi. These were the families of the Reuveni. Of them were counted 43,730. The sons of Palu, Eliav, and the sons of Eliav, Nemuel, Datan, and Aviram. These are the same Datan and Aviram, men of reputation in the community, who rebelled against Moshe and Aaron in the Korach's group when they rebelled against Adonai. And the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up together with Korach when that group died. And the fire consumed 250 men, and they became a warning sign. However, the sons of Korach did not die. The descendants of Shimon by their families were of Nemuel, the family of the Nemueli, of Yamin, the family of the Yamini, of Yachin, the family of the Yachini, of Zerach, the family of the Zarchi, and of Shaul, the family of the Shauli. These were the families of the Shimoni, 22,200. The descendants of Gad by their families were of Tzefon, the family of the Tzefoni, of Chagi, the family of the Chagi, of Shuni, the family of the Shuni, of Ozni, the family of the Ozni, of Eri, the family of the Eri, of Arod, the family of the Arodi, and of Areli, the family of the Areli. These were the families of the sons of Gad, according to those counted of them, 40,500. The sons of Judah, first and Onan, but and Onan died in the land of Canaan. The sons of Judah, who had descendants, were of Shelah, the family of the Shlani, of Peretz, the family of the Parzi, and of Zerach, the family of the Zarchi. The sons of Peretz were of Chetzron, the family of the Chetzroni, and of Chamul, the family of the Chamuli. These were the families of Yehudah, according to those counted of them, 76,500. The descendants of Issachar by their families were of Tola, the family of the Tolai, of Puva, the family of the Puni, of Yashuv, the family of the Yashuvi, and of Shimron, the family of the Shimroni. These were the families of Issachar, according to those counted of them, 64,300. The descendants of Zebulun by their families were of Sared, the family of the Sardi, of Elon, the family of the Eloni, and of Yachleel, the family of the Yachleeli. These were the families of the Zevloni, according to those counted of them, 60,500. The sons of Joseph by their families were Menashe and Ephraim. The descendants of Menashe were of Machir, the family of the Machri. Machir was the father of Gilad. Of Gilad, the family of the Giladi. These are the descendants of Gilad. Of Ezer, the family of the Ezri. Of Chelek, the family of the Chelki. Of Asriel, the family of the Asrieli. Of Shechem, the family of the Shechemi. of Shmidah, the family of the Shmidai, and of Chefer, the family of the Chefri. Tzlofchad, the son of Chefer, had no sons but daughters. The names of the daughters of the Tzlofchad were Machla, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah. These were the families of Menashe. Of them were counted 52,700. These are the descendants of Ephraim by their families. Of Shutelach, the family of the Shutarchi, of Becher, the family of the Bachri, and of Tachan, the family of the Tachani. These are the descendants of Shutelach. Of Eran, the family of the Erani. These are the families of the descendants of Ephraim, according to those of them that were counted, 32,500. These were the descendants of Joseph by their families. The descendants of Binyamin by their families were of Bela, the family of the Bal'i, of Ashbel, the family of the Ashbeli, of Achiram, the family of the Achirami, of Shufafam, the family of the Shufafami, and of Hufam, the family of the Hufami. The sons of Bela were Ard and Naaman. Of Ard, the family of the Ardi, and of Naaman, the family of the Naami. These were the descendants of Binyamin by their families. Of them were counted 45,600. The descendants of Dan by their families were of Shucham, the family of the Shuchami. These are the families of Dan by their families. All the families of the Shuchami, according to those of them that were counted, were 64,400. The descendants of Asher by their families, of Imnah, the family of the Imnah, of Ishvi, the family of the Ishvi, and of Beriah, the family of the Berai, of the descendants of Beriah, of Chever, the family of the Chevri, and of Malkiel, the family of the Malkieli. The name of Asher's daughter was Serach. These were the families of the descendants of Asher, according to those of them that were counted, 53,400. The descendants of Naphtali by their families, of Yachzeel, the families of the Yachzeeli, of Guni, the family of the Guni, of Yetzer, the family of the Yitzri, and of Shilem, the family of the Shlemi. These are the descendants of Naphtali according to their families. Those of them that were counted were 45,400. Thus those who were counted of the people of Israel numbered 601,730. Adonai said to Moshe, "The land is to be parceled out among these as a possession to be inherited according to the number of names. To those families with more persons you are to give a greater inheritance, and to those with fewer you are to give a smaller inheritance. Each family's inheritance is to be given according to the number counted in it. However, the land is to be awarded by lot. They will inherit according to the names of the tribes of their ancestors, but the inheritance is to be parceled out by lot between the families with more and those with fewer." Those counted among the Levi by their families were of Gershon, the family of the Gershoni, of Kahat, the family of the Kahati, and of Merari, the family of the Merari. These are the families of Levi, the family of the Livni, the family of the Chevroni, the family of the Machli, the family of the Mushi, and the family of the Korchi. Kahat was the father of Amram. The name of Amram's wife was Yocheved, the daughter of Levi, who was born to Levi in Egypt. And she bore to Amram Aharon, Moshe, and their sister Miriam. To Aharon were born Nadav, Avihu, Elazar, and Itamar. But Nadav and Avihu died when they offered unauthorized fire before Adonai. Those males 1 month old or more counted of the Levi were 23,000. These were not included in the census of the people of Israel, because no land for inheritance was given to them among the people of Israel. These are the ones counted by Moshe and Elazar the Kohen, who took a census of the people of Israel in the plains of Moab by the Yarden across from Jericho. But there was not a man among them who had also been included in the census of Moshe and Aaron the Kohen when they enumerated the people of Israel in the Sinai desert, because Adonai had said of them, "They will surely die in the desert." So there was not left even one of them, except Caleb the son of Yefuneh and Joshua the son of Nun. Chapter 27. Then the daughter of Tzlofchad the son of Hefer, the son of Gilad, the son of Machir, the son of Menashe, of the families of Menashe, the son of Joseph, approached. These were the names of his daughters: Machla, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah. They stood in front of Moshe, Elazar the Kohen, the leaders, and the whole community at the entrance to the tent of meeting, and said, "Our father died in the desert, He wasn't part of the group who assembled themselves to rebel against Adonai and Korach's group, but he died in his own sin, and he had no sons. Why should the name of our father be eliminated from his family just because he didn't have a son? Give us property to possess, along with brothers of our father. Adonai answered Moshe, the daughters of Tzlofchad are right in what they say. You must give them property to be inherited along with that of their father's brothers. Have what their father would have inherited passed to them. Moreover, say to the people of Israel, if a man dies and does not have a son, you are to have his inheritance passed to his daughter. If he doesn't have a daughter, give his inheritance to his brothers. If he has no brothers, give his inheritance to his father's brothers. If his father doesn't have brothers, give his inheritance to the closest relative in his family, and he will possess it. This will be the standard for judgment to be used by the people of Israel, as Adonai ordered Moshe. Adonai said to Moshe, climb this mountain in the Avarim range, and look out at the land which I have given the people of Israel. After you have seen it, you too will be gathered to your people, just as Aaron your brother was gathered. Because in the Zin desert, when the community was disputing with me, you rebelled against my order to uphold my holiness by means of the water, with them looking on. This was Merivat Kadesh spring in the Zin desert. Moshe said to Adonai, let Adonai, God of the spirits of all human beings, appoint a man to be over the community, to go out and come in ahead of them, to lead them out and bring them in, so that Adonai's community will not be like sheep without a shepherd. Adonai said to Moshe, take Yoshua the son of Nun, a spiritual man, and lay your hand on him. Put him in front of Elazar the Kohen and the whole community, and commission him in their sight. Delegate to him some of your authority, so that the entire community of Israel will obey him. He is to present himself to Elazar the Kohen, who is to find out by means of the Urim what Adonai's will is for Yoshua's decisions. Then, at his word they will go out, and at his word they will come in, both he and all the people of Israel with him, the whole community. Moshe did as Adonai had ordered him. He took Yoshua, put him before Elazar the Kohen and the whole community, laid his hands on him, and commissioned him as Adonai had said through Moshe. Chapter 28. Adonai said to Moshe, give an order to the people of Israel. Tell them, you are to take care to offer me at the proper time the food presented to me as offerings made by fire, providing a fragrant aroma for me. Tell them, this is the offering made by fire that you are to bring to Adonai. Male lambs in their first year, and without defect, 2 daily as a regular burnt offering. Offer the one lamb in the morning, and the other lamb at dusk, along with 2 quarts of fine flour as a grain offering, mixed with 1 quart of oil pressed from olives. It is the regular burnt offering, the same as was offered on Mount Sinai to give a fragrant aroma, an offering made by fire for Adonai. A drink offering is to be 1 quarter hin for 1 lamb. In the holy place you are to pour out a drink offering of intoxicating liquor to Adonai. The other lamb you are to present at dusk, presented with the same kind of grain offering and drink offering as in the morning. It is an offering made by fire, with a fragrant aroma for Adonai. On Shabbat, offer 2 male lambs in their first year, and without defect, with 1 gallon of fine flour as a grain offering, mixed with olive oil, and its drink offering. This is the burnt offering for every Shabbat, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its drink offering. At each Rosh Chodesh of yours, you are to present a burnt offering to Adonai consisting of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs in their first year, and without defect, with 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering for the 1 ram, and 2 quarts of fine flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering for each lamb. This will be the burnt offering giving a fragrant aroma, an offering made by fire for Adonai. Their drink offerings will be 2 quarts of wine for a bull, 1 1/3 quarts for the ram, and 1 quart for each lamb. This is the burnt offering for every Rosh Chodesh throughout the months of the year. So a male goat is to be offered as a sin offering to Adonai, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its drink offering. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, is Adonai's Pesach. On the 15th day of the month is to be a feast. Matzah is to be eaten for 7 days. The first day is to be a holy convocation. Do not do any kind of ordinary work, but present an offering made by fire, a burnt offering to Adonai, consisting of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs in their first year. They are to be without defect for you. With their grain offering, fine flour mixed with olive oil, offer 6 quarts for a bull, 4 quarts for the ram, and 2 quarts for each of the 7 lambs, also a male goat as a sin offering, to make atonement for you. You are to offer these in addition to the morning burnt offering, which is the regular burnt offering. In this fashion, you are to offer daily, for 7 days, the food of the offering made by fire, making a fragrant aroma for Adonai. It is to be offered in addition to the regular burnt offering and its drink offering. On the 7th day, you are to have a holy convocation. Do not do any kind of ordinary work. On the day of the first fruits, when you bring a new grain offering to Adonai in your feast of Shavuot, you are to have a holy convocation. Do not do any kind of ordinary work, but present a burnt offering as a fragrant aroma for Adonai, consisting of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, 7 male lambs in their first year, and their grain offering. Fine flour mixed with olive oil, 6 quarts for each bull, 4 quarts for the 1 ram, and 2 quarts for each of the 7 lambs, plus a male goat to make atonement for you. You are to offer these in addition to the regular burnt offering and its grain offering. They are to be without defect for you, with their drink offerings. Chapter 29. In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you are to have a holy convocation. Do not do any kind of ordinary work. It is a day of blowing the shofar for you. Prepare a burnt offering to make a fragrant aroma for Adonai, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs in their first year, and without defect, with their grain offering, consisting of fine flour mixed with olive oil, 6 quarts for the bull, 4 quarts for the ram, and 2 quarts for each of the 7 lambs, also 1 male goat as a sin offering to make atonement for you. This is to be in addition to the burnt offering for Rosh Chodesh with its grain offering, the regular burnt offering with its grain offering, and their drink offerings, according to the rule for them. This will be a fragrant aroma, an offering made by fire to Adonai. On the 10th day of the 7th month, you are to have a holy convocation. You are to deny yourselves, and you are not to do any kind of work, but you are to present a burnt offering to Adonai to make a fragrant aroma, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs in their first year. They are to be without defect for you. With their grain offering, fine flour mixed with olive oil, 6 quarts for the bull, 4 quarts for the 1 ram, and 2 quarts for each of the 7 lambs, also 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the sin offering for atonement, and the regular burnt offering with its grain offering, and their drink offerings. On the 15th day of the 7th month, you are to have a holy convocation. You are not to do any kind of ordinary work, and you are to observe a feast to Adonai 7 days. You are to present a burnt offering, an offering made by fire, bringing a fragrant aroma to Adonai. It is to consist of 13 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs in their first year. They are to be without defect, with their grain offering, fine flour mixed with olive oil, 6 quarts for each of the 13 bulls, 4 quarts for each of the 2 rams, and 2 quarts for each of the 14 lambs, also 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its grain and drink offerings. On the 2nd day, you are to present 12 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs in their first year, without defect, with the grain and drink offerings for the bulls, rams, and lambs, according to their number, in keeping with the rule. Also 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and their drink offerings. On the 3rd day, 11 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs in their first year, without defect, with the grain and drink offerings for the bulls, rams, and lambs, according to their number, in keeping with the rule. Also 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering, with its grain and drink offerings. On the 4th day, 10 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs in their first year, without defect, with the grain and drink offerings for the bulls, rams, and lambs, according to their number, in keeping with the rule. Also 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its grain and drink offerings. On the 5th day, 9 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs in their first year, without defect, with the grain and drink offerings for the bulls, rams, and lambs, according to their number, in keeping with the rule. Also 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its grain and drink offerings. On the 6th day, 8 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs in their first year, without defect, with the grain and drink offerings for the bulls, rams and lambs according to their number, in keeping with the rule, also 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its grain and drink offerings. On the 7th day, 7 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs in their first year without defect, with the grain and drink offerings for the bulls, rams, and lambs according to their number, in keeping with the rule, also 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offerings. On the 8th day, you are to have a festive assembly. You are not to do any kind of ordinary work, but you are to present a burnt offering, an offering made by fire, giving a fragrant aroma to Adonai, 1 bull, 1 ram, 7 male lambs in their first year, without defect, with the grain and drink offerings for the bull, the ram, and the lambs, according to their number, in keeping with the rule. Also 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its grain and drink offerings. You are to offer these to Adonai at your designated times in addition to your vows and voluntary offerings, whether these are your burnt offerings, grain offerings, drink offerings, or peace offerings. Chapter 30. Moshe told the people of Israel everything, just as Adonai had ordered Moshe.